It was a strong finish for Team USA at the Milano Cortina Games as they brought home the most gold medals for the country in a single Winter Olympics. The U.S. men's hockey win over Canada wrapped up the Games in dramatic fashion as the team's first gold since 1980. For more on that and some signal achievements from these Games, I spoke earlier today with Brennan of USA Today, who joined us from Milan. Christine, it's great to see you. Thanks for being with us.
Amna, my pleasure. Thank you.
Okay, so a record number of winter golds there with Team USA in skating, skiing, and more. But let's start with those hockey wins. Both the men's and women's teams had to go into overtime to beat their arch rivals, Canada. I think the iconic image from the men's game may be this: Jack Hughes with a big smile, missing a few teeth after that game as well. What did that win mean for the team and for the country?
Amna, for the men's team, it was the first gold medal in 46 years since 1980, the Miracle on Ice. And in fact, at the what they call the Winter House, the party area afterwards, all the players, the men's players were there, and they were lifting Mike Eruzione, the captain of that 1980 team, and screaming "Miracle, miracle, miracle" as they celebrated into the night in Milan. So the tie-in there was extraordinary, even though the parallels are completely different. There are no parallels in the sense that that was a bunch of amateurs and college kids beating the Big Red Machine, the Soviet Union, in 1980. This is an all-star team, the Americans, the Canadians, others that are NHL players who know each other very well, obviously competing for their nations. But a great moment for men's hockey following, of course, the great success of the women's team, which has won 3 gold medals during that same time period and continued their great play, of course, here as well.
Let's turn now to figure skating, where I know you've been focusing a lot of your reporting. And Alyssa Liu, you told us going into these games she would be one to watch. Where does her individual gold place her in Olympics history?
It's right up there. I mean, she's in one of the most exclusive clubs in all of sports. U.S. women who have won that figure skating gold medal. And the names are iconic: Dorothy Hamill, Peggy Fleming, Christy Yamaguchi, only a few more, and now Alyssa Liu. One of my favorite stories at the Games, and one of my favorite stories I've covered the last few years, Amna, actually. She won the national title at 13, won the national title at 14. Fed up with people telling her what to do and having no life other than skating, she retired at 16. She unretired at 18. She won the world title at 19. And now she's won the Olympic gold medal at 20. I've never seen someone smile more under pressure. And we know what watching skating, watching Ilya Malinin have such trouble. The pressure is enormous here at these Olympic Games. Nothing like it. And Alyssa Liu smiled throughout the 4 minutes. She talked about it. If she won a medal, great. If she didn't, no big deal. She had the perfect attitude. And she also was cheering on her competitors all the way through. The Japanese women who could beat her, the Americans at the Nationals, and also here. Just a terrific statement by this young athlete, this young skater, this great young American about women supporting women, about having fun, and about keeping everything in perspective. Keep an eye on Alyssa Liu. She's going to be doing a lot of interesting things, not just skating, but off the ice as well in the future.
And such a joy to watch as well. Well, speaking of women in sports, you wrote a column I want to point to, and you called it Title IX is responsible for so many women's Olympic medals for Team USA. Tell us about that. Where did we see that in these games?
Oh, throughout the Games. And for the 3rd straight Winter Olympics, the U.S. women won more gold medals and more overall medals than the U.S. men. And just to also kind of put this in perspective, it is now 4 Summer Olympics in a row. 4 of them, going back to London in 2012, where the U.S. women have won more gold medals and more total medals than the U.S. men. This is an extraordinary story. This is the story of Title IX, signed by Richard Nixon in June of 1972, as you know, Amna, very well, opening the floodgates for girls and women to play sports in this country, especially team sports. If there's no Title IX, we've never heard of the U.S. women's hockey team. If there's no Title IX, we've never heard of the U.S. women's soccer team or softball at the Summer Olympics. It is that big a deal, and every other nation knows that the U.S. has an incredible head start because we decided we cared about our daughters playing sports as well as our sons back in the 70s, obviously all the way through the rest of this century, into this century. What we're seeing in NCAA women's basketball and the WNBA and throughout college sports, we are seeing it here at the Olympic Games, where the U.S. women are the reason that the United States Olympic team is performing so well, one Olympics after another.
That is sports columnist Christine Brennan of USA Today joining us after weeks of covering these Winter Olympic Games in Milan. Christine, thank you so much. Always great to talk to you.
Oh, it's fun. Thank you.
Support journalism you trust. Support PBS News. Donate now, or even better, start a monthly contribution today.